My name is Emily Woodring, and I am in the Principles of Speech and Communications class. I grew up in a middle-class family in rural Oklahoma, and I used to go to public school, but now I go online. My personal career goals is to graduate high school with an associate's degree through concurrent enrollment through OC. In 10 years, I hope to have a stable job. I'm starting a family, though I know I might have to be prepared to wing it. My communication strengths are debates. I love debating, discussing emotions, whereas my weaknesses are emotional arguments, not detached debates, but very emotional and heated debates, and vocabulary glitches. I have large vocabulary and I tend to forget words. Generally, today I will be talking about culture, nonverbal communication, and mass communication. So, starting with culture, my cultural identity is a young Christian and homeschool. I used to go to public school. I am non ethnic. I used to be agnostic as well, so therefore I'm new to this Christian community. There are many different types of culture, but the main two are collectivism versus individualism. Collectivists tend to prioritize the need of the group over the individual. A good example of this is church, how you prioritize the church, everyone in the church, over an individual. Another type is individualist, which prioritizes uniqueness, self-reliance, privacy, and competition. This is largely American values, as well as capitalist values. Neither is good or bad, it really just depends on the lifestyle you want to live. The impact of culture on my goals, my Christian community experiences, sharing testimonies, group discussions, and public speaking helped me build skills for interviews, questioning, and teamwork. My homeschool experiences have taught me independence, self-reliance, self-management, and good communication. Since I don't see my professors in person very often, I have to communicate with them online. Speaking mostly about Christian culture, we'll continue that trend in nonverbal communication. My cultural role on nonverbal communication, Christian specifically, is modesty. Modesty is a big deal. It's a big value in the Christian community. So not being modest really kind of shows how you value your community's values. Another common nonverbal communication is praying or gestures like worship-related gestures. If I am communicating with someone who is not in my culture, I will try to avoid those worship-related gestures. They tend to make people uncomfortable. And I'll try to remain a respectful distance from them. In the Christian community, it is very common to want to hug someone, to pat them on the back, to be very close and loving, whereas with other people from other cultures, that is very uncomfortable. So I try to avoid that. My upbringing has taught me to read the room or interpret others' emotions mostly. My culture has taught me to be respectful. My Christian culture has taught me to respect your elders. And I'm able to recognize social cues that dictate verbal communication. This is the importance of verbal communication, because verbal communication dictates your verbal communication oftentimes. Another important type of communication is mass communication. Now, cultural influence on mass communication is often the medium, so whether it is done through, say, like social media or through mass, like at a Catholic church. What is taboo? If a certain topic is taboo, then it will not be discussed in the mass communication, and so it'll often lead individuals to believe it is not real or it is taboo for everyone, etc. And transmitting cultural values. With mass communication, cultures can transmit their cultural values to others. The pros of mass communication in general is it connects people globally, which we can see in COVID really helped. It spreads news quickly, such as national news, stuff of the sorts, and provides diverse perspectives. If you are able to see information from people around the world, you are able to get perspectives from around the world. The cons of mass communication is you can very quickly spread misinformation. It is very difficult to correct this, and it's a pain in the butt, honestly. And you can also very quickly spread harmful stereotypes, which is a very common con of mass communication. Now, in my Christian culture, some common pros are in church, explaining misconceptions about the word, is a very common one, but the people in the church are able to fact check the person who is using mass communication, just communicating to them in their laps. They have the Bible, and they are able to fact check him and, go up to him and tell him later maybe this was wrong, and then he can correct his mistakes in his previous seminar, or I think that's what they call them. So overall, we talked about culture, the collectivist versus individualist mindsets, the role of nonverbal communication and the impact on your success, or just on my success actually, culture's influence on mass communication, and the pros and cons of mass communication. The collective impact of my background and experiences on communication skills help prepare me for a successful career. So overall, I hope that my Christian, my homeschool, and my rural experiences and background help me to become a better person. Alright, anyway, sorry. So this is my speech, and thank you for